अबे यार मेरा पीसी क्यों खराब एक सेकंड। Hey everyone, welcome to the session for the AI agent. Can somebody confirm whether I'm clearly audible and the screen is visible to you all? Can somebody confirm in the comment section or in the chat section? Yes, audible. Okay, great. So in this session, we will be building an AI agent from the very scratch. So just let me show my screen to everyone. Okay, I hope my screen is clearly visible. So in this entire section, we will be building an AI agent that summarizes the reviews and the posts of Reddit, and it just help us with the consumer pain points. So firstly, before I begin with the AI agent entire section and the practical portion that we'll be covering, I wanted to let you know a brief about the differences between these three terms, which is very important when you are learning all these things. So firstly, we need to understand about what is an AI agent, what is an AI automation, and agentic AI workflow. So an AI agent is like an autonomous software which is capable of perceiving its environment. So basically, it has a brain which can make certain decisions. And an AI automation is something where we use AI in order to automate some of the things which is traditionally being performed by humans. And AI workflows are something which is like the most advanced. So here we use multiple AI agents in order to automate our operations and most of the things. So it is all text. I'll share this in the group, but I just wanted to make it more practical and let you know the core differences with the real life examples and the real life projects that I had worked upon. So first of all, for example, this is one of an AI agent that I had built. Why it is an AI agent? Because here we have okay. So first of all, I just wanted to give a brief about what exactly this project is. So in this agent, what we did, we have a trigger. Then in the real time, it collects the news from the different sources, and then it drafts a script, and then it creates a video in my audio and video using Agent API, and then it creates a list and also drafts caption, and then we got all this in a Google Sheet. So this was the project. So here a brain is involved, which is responsible for drafting the entire content. So if I had to explain this in very layman terms, the differences between these terms. Now let's say if I ask anyone to go to a drive link and download this specific post and post it all over the internet. Now, at this point of time, the person is just using the predetermined things and not using its brain. It is just using a different platform, but at the end, it is not using its brain. But in the very same example, if I say, okay, go to this specific drive link, download this, and after that, post it on Twitter or LinkedIn, but you need to draft that specific content which needs to be posted. Now, in this case scenario, it is something where the person needs to use its brain. So, if I'm automating the same stuff using an AI agent, then using AI, then it is an AI agent. Similarly, if I had to explain in the very same example what exactly an agentic workflow is, so if in the very same example, if let's say if I have allocated and created different AI agents responsible for the respective tasks, like creation of a post by the creatives, then one AI agent has been built in order to draft the content. Similarly, I have created one more AI agent which is responsible for reviewing the content which is being sent. So in agentic AI workflow, we use multiple AI agents which is responsible for execution and automation of the task. So this is the core difference. So this is some one of the projects where I had worked upon, the one that I'm doing right now. So it is a very basic AI automation, but it actually creates impact. So what it does, uh, it has like the AI the LinkedIn post links. So once we click on the open chat and then drop any LinkedIn post link, it scrape all the comments and then it fetch all the email IDs and then it's stored in a Google Sheet. So I have already exhausted all my coupons. So I'll not be able to demonstrate this in the real time, but this is something that we have done. So it has scraped like more than approx 3,000 email IDs from the different sources. So this was one of the automations on which I have previously worked upon. So it is not an AI agent, it is just an AI automation, which is automating most of the processes. So there is no brain involved in order to in the entire automation. So this is an AI automation, not an AI agent. Similarly, the one that I showed previously was an AI agent, not an AI automation. So this is the core differences between these three. Now moving on to the project that we will be building. So in this session, we will be building a project which summarizes all the customer reviews from the different sources. Now, as previously mentioned about the different tools that I'll be using, and I have shared this in all the groups. Additionally, there is one more thing. Just let me share this in one of the groups that I forgot to. Okay. So firstly, we will be using Anytime. So there are multiple tools available in the market, like we have Make.com, we have Zapier and so on and so forth things. But we will be using Anytime because currently it is the best tool available in the market right now because it is open source and we can create host this locally on my PC. So I have used Docker in order to host this locally, so it is absolutely 100% free on my PC. So all these automations that are showcased right now, all these automations are locally hosted on my PC. So it is 100% free. Whereas if you use their software Anitan.io, so you'll get a 14 days free trial. Since I'll not be able to discuss how to host it locally because it will take a lot of time and adding up credentials will eventually take some more time. For that reason, I'll be using this. So I hope everyone has this specific doc. In case you don't have this doc, go to YouTube and I have also attached this specific doc link there. But due to some reasons, it is not a hyperlink, so you need to copy that text and then you will be able to access this again. So first of all, we will be using Anytime, so we need to create an account. So let's create an account. So we'll click on Get Started. So I'll be using one of my spam account for this. So you can use your email ID. Right. Okay, now let's create an okay. I have It's unstable internet connection tomorrow, but that reason will take some delay. So you need to just fill out some basic details and then you'll be logged in. Let's skip this part. So I hope you all are able to log into this platform again. The link for the same is already there in this specific doc, and you guys can definitely access this. I'll create this with everyone. Okay, any doubts so far? Can you tell us the all the result of the doubts? Okay, okay. So I have created. So in this, so this is going to be the first screen that you all will be having. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone is on the same page. So you need to log into this platform and then we need to click on this create a workflow. So let's create a workflow. This is going to be the very first screen that you'll be seeing. Okay. So this is going to be the very first screen. So you need to click on the create a workflow or you can also click here as well. In the previous section, you'll be landing to this specific page. Now the very first step that we need to do is to add a trigger. Now what exactly a trigger is? So there are multiple triggers available here. So a trigger is something which helps us understand when exactly this entire workflow needs to be executed. For example, if I show the previous one, okay, it will be triggered when a message is received. Similarly, similarly in other examples, let's say, um, in some of the examples like okay, in content creation AI automation, we made it a schedule trigger. Like every day at midnight, this will be executed. So this is a trigger is nothing but when exactly this entire things which needs to be executed will depend upon this trigger. So trigger is the very first step. So we will add a trigger. So for the timing, let's add a schedule trigger. If I have to give you some more examples of the triggers, so you might have registered to multiple platforms. So the moment you click on register, you get an email with the OTP or a welcome message. So that OTP is nothing. How you are receiving that OTP because they have set something as a trigger that the moment any person clicks on that register button, then this entire workflow that will be that the person has been made is going to be executed. Similarly, in our case, we are just keeping it as a execute trigger and okay, let's set a time of 9 a.m. Like every day at 9 a.m. this needs to be executed or we can manually execute this as well. It is not an issue. Secondly, if you click on this, we have multiple options. We have multiple integration. We can integrate Gmail, we can integrate Google Drive, all the MS Office software, or even AWS. So it has almost all the integrations available. But there are certain integration which is not there on this anytime. So for that we have all we can add that using some HTTP request. So HTTP request is nothing but it just helps us connecting to different things by using an HTTP request node. So all those tools which are not available here, all the different platforms. So we have HTTP in order to add that. So we will be using an HTTP node in order to use the API of the other platform in order to scrape the data. So the second thing that all I have mentioned so is the Reddit post scraper that we have. So we will be using this specific account in order to get the API keys. So it might sound very technical, but in very simple terms, if I had to explain what exactly an API is, So API is nothing but it helps us connect two different platforms. So an API key is nothing but I just got an API key. So this API key will help me integrate my API file with the N8N platform that I'm building right now in very limited terms if I had to explain. Okay. So we got a 14 days free trial. Okay, so we got 14 days free trial in N8N. So this is the tool that we are going to use. So I want you to follow along. So for this, let's take an example of um, let's say we are taking Flipkart. So let's see if we have a Flipkart Reddit page. Okay, so we have a Flipkart का Reddit page. So we will go to this Flipkart Reddit page, copy this, and then we need to just paste this link over here. And then we have multiple options over there. Okay, so we don't need comments. And what is the number? We just need the post. We need the new posts. We need post of let's say last week only. So we have multiple options which we can use in order to get the results. What is the number of posts? Okay, so I need only 10 and 10, 10, 10. So you can configure this as per your needs. So this is the platform that we have to use. And then secondly, we need to click on this JSON. So it is over here, JSON. So and we need to copy this entire JSON. So JSON is nothing but it just helps us in is one of the format in which we can view data. So it is the same thing which is represented in a form of JSON. So we need to click on send body. We need to click on send body, click on using JSON and just paste it here. Now since we have pasted the second thing that we need to do is to get the API keys. So this is so we get the API key from here. As you can see on the right hand side, if you are unable to see this on the right hand side, you just scroll down, you will be able to see the API file, API keys. So you need to click on that and click on API endpoint. So we need two API keys in this case. Number one, a run after. So what exactly happens? We will be taking one API key in order to run the entire after, and then one more in order to get the results. So we need to paste this and then change the method from get to post. Why are we changing this? Because it is just mentioned here only in their documentation itself that it should be post. So it is post, okay, post. Now let's execute this. Secure, okay, so we need to rent this after. So I guess this after is free for a day. So you can play around this for like 1 day. So let's run this after. Okay, we got a 1 day free trial. So we can use it for 1 day. Now this should definitely work since we have rented the after. Okay, so this has been executed. Now the second thing that we need to do is to add an wait node. So again, why are we adding a wait node? So the main reason we are doing this. So the moment we have clicked on the run, I mean the start. So it takes some time in order to get the result. For instance, it took like 20 seconds and so for time in order to get the results. Since I guess in case of Reddit, it takes approx 60 seconds as I have previously used. So I'll be changing this to 60 seconds so that we will be waiting for 60 seconds and then we will look at the result whether we have a result or not. If I try to add a HTTP node at this stage only, then we will be facing some error issue. For that reasons, we have added a wait node. So second thing that we need to click on the API, click on API endpoint. Now scroll down and you will find get last run dataset item. So I'll repeat this once again so that everyone can catch it. Okay, I'll repeat this entire part once again because it is very very important. Okay, so firstly, what we did, we go to this API and rented this actor, and here we added the post that we wanted and other results. Then we go to this JSON and copy this JSON, and in this workflow, we added this in the send body section, and in the specific body, you need to click on the using JSON and paste it over here as well. Then we go to this specific API and click on endpoint, and then we get two API keys. Number one, the run after, and the number two, which was the get last and dataset item. So we need firstly we need the run after API so that we run this after. So that is basically instead of clicking on save and start over here, we have used an API just to do the same process. Then we have added a wait node in order to get the results after that specific period of time, because there is a time gap between all these actions. The number one, the moment we click on the run, and the moment we get the results. So in order to avoid that error, we are adding the wait node. So let's execute this step, and we have not received any response. So let's click on API endpoint, and I have pinned that just to avoid. Okay, okay, it is still in the process. Oh, I guess. Okay, so the reason we have not yet received the result because it was still loading. So our 60-second assumption was up wrong. So if I try to click on execute now it will fetch the result because it took more time than expected. So we need to experiment around that and find the ideal time for the wait. So it has been executed. Now we will, since we have got multiple results from the scraping tool, which is, so we got the title, we got body, we got the content URL and so on and so forth, but not all the content is relevant for us. We need a few part of the code. So we will be adding a set node. So what exactly a set node does, it just helps us get the data from the previous node in a better format. Okay. So we need to just drag and drop. So we just need the body, and then we need the title. What is the title of that Reddit post? And then we need to click on execute, and we got only these two details in our display. Similarly, since we have configured everything for the Reddit, now we need to do the same step for the Play Store and App Store. So I'll repeat this once again so that no one misses this. Firstly, we will add an HTTP node in order to run that app there. So okay, we added an HTTP node and changed the method to post. Then we go to our API file and go to that specific actor, and in the input section we entered all the results. So okay, so in this case it is Flipkart, and then we added all the necessary details, what is the number of posts and the comments that we are looking forward to, and then we clicked on the JSON. So it is the same data which is we have filled over here, but it is in a better format, in the format that we wanted to paste. So we can do the same in here only. Okay, so in using the field below and add all the fields one by one, and then the details. But it will save time if we go to this JSON and just copy the content and paste it over here. I hope everything is clear at this point of time. And then we add the API key. So we get the API key from here, API endpoint, and then we get the run after API key. Then we had executed this and we have added a wait node so that the time between the execution and the run, so it is just the time between that. So we get the result in this AP5 get last run dataset item, and then we have added a set node just to get the same result in a better format. So far, in case any of you have any doubt, I can take that up. Just let me update because it is because we are going to follow the same step in the upcoming step in the upcoming integrations. The source in Node HTTP request. Okay, so there might be some issues with the same. So, okay, whosoever has any problem, they will be having one more minute. So I can address all of your doubts over there as well. So if the problem is very specific. So in the HTTP node, if you check all the fields again, like the send body and the URL or the method as post, so there can be some issues with the same. So if you click on the issue, you actually get to know what exactly the issue is. So there can be issue that you might have not rented this actor because some of the actors which are available on the AP5 needs to be rented before. So this is something that might be one of the issues. So firstly, we have uh, got all the necessary data from Reddit. In the second step, we will go to the Google Play Store. Now, in this time we need the Google Play Store one. So we will be following the same steps. Jasmine, I'm lagging behind. Okay, so there is not an issue. So if you are unable to get this part done, you can do one thing. You can just disconnect this part, the HTTP request one, and then move forward with the same. In case there is any problem with the Reddit one, then you can address that later in the meet itself that we will be using. So you can just disconnect using this utility and move forward with the steps that I'm explaining right now, and then you will be able to follow up later. For the time being, let's move forward. So we need to add the very same thing. So let me just copy this and paste. Okay. We need to just change the credentials. Similarly, for the App Store, we got all the details. Okay, let's go to the top. So we need to go to the Play Store. Okay, and go to Flipkart, Flipkart, Play Store, and paste it over here. What is the maximum reviews? Okay, let's say 25 reviews. We need Indian review, we need the reviews in English, we need the latest one. Okay. Now we need to click on start. Now it might ask to rent us. Okay. So we need to rent us. So this has been rented. And click on API endpoint. We are following the same steps. Copy this, paste over here. Let's remove this. Okay. specific after click on JSON, get the result, then it will wait for some time, and then we get the item. Uh, okay, step one. Okay, we have the last data set item. Go to API endpoint, we can reduce the wait time in this case because things are previously pressed and it took less time. Similarly, for App Store, I have given all these links. We go to the App Store and we need to get the App Store link. God, what do they want? They want the track ID. So we get the ID. So it is the last digits from 74 to the end. So we need to copy this and go to the App Store after and paste it over here. So we again need India result. Let's say we need 20 results. We can just ask for UOD and then we will you want me to run this as well? Yes, I need to run this. So I have rented this. Now go to the point, follow the same step that we had done previously. Click on the JSON file, got the results. Then we will be adding the last set item here. Okay, now let's try to execute this. In case if there is any issue, so it will wait for like 60 seconds for the first. Then it will go to the uh, app Play Store one and then it will fetch reviews. And then it will go to the App Store and fetch more reviews. And then we get all these things in a set node. Meanwhile, I can add the nodes. We can click on to the specific tool to add a node. Let's add there has been some error. Let me see. Okay, so the error is there because I have pinned this, so it has just fetched the details from Reddit, and the details are not updated there. So this is the reason. So I need to unpin this, and now I need to execute this. Okay, now it has been executed. Now it will wait for 10 seconds, and once this is now this should definitely work. Not get the data. I guess it is still in the process. We got one done. I think succeeded. Using ET, and then I guess okay, let's execute this entire document again. Not yet received any data. I guess I have picked it the wrong API. For that reason, I'm facing an issue. Okay, so the Apple one has been executed. So I guess the problem is with the API key that I have to. So I guess by mistake I have picked the wrong API key. Okay, so we have not received any result. The result is zero. Yes. Okay, I guess I have also forgot to mention this. Okay, okay, I got the point. Actually, I should have. paste the app ID instead for card reasons I'm unable to get the results. I should have pasted the app ID instead of the card. So it is com.flipkart.android. So the problem is because of that probably. Let me see. Com.flipkart. Should ideally work. Maximum simplified. So the problem is if this is specific after the app ID is accurate or is not accurate. Google is there's been some problem with this specific agent after that we are using right now. Should have so far we have got the result for App Store, actually, yes, the App Store, and then we have also got surveys from the Reddit, but we have not yet received the response from the Play Store. So let's see what exactly it is. Guys, we can try some other actor because this actor is not working right now. Well, let's let's see whether it is working or not. Okay, so the problem was with that specific actor that we were using. So we can use an alternative actor. So I guess so on the API, every different communities and different people create their own API keys. So I guess the API that we were using previously, it was working very fine previously, but apparently it was not working as per the expectations right now. For that reasons, so this is a different. So I'll add the updated link in this, so you guys can use this link instead of that. So this is the updated link. Okay, so you need to this specific API. So it's a lot of that. So now let's quickly paste the details on our emitter. Play Store, we will go to JSON, we will update the API to and now we will take the this API. Now let's try to execute this. Okay, so meanwhile, let's run this just to say this one. Let's execute this. Since it has been executed, then I can take the doubts that you might have, or maybe just check at any point. Wait, am I not audible? Hello, hello, hello. Can somebody confirm? Like, can somebody confirm whether I'm audible or not? Okay. Ronak, it is a trial for 14 days, so do we have to pay after 14 days or you can restore or save our project? Okay, I'll explain how you can actually download the JSON file and store it in your PC. Secondly, if you are running this tool locally on your PC, then you'll not, then you don't need to face any issue because when you run this locally on your PC via Docker, then in that case scenario, it has been hosted on your platform only on your PC only. So you won't be facing any problem and you will be able to store all the data that you have. Okay, so finally we have got the reviews from Reddit, Play Store, and App Store will be executed as well. Okay, so we have got 25 posts from Reddit, 10 from Play Store, and 20 from App Store. Now we want to get all these data from the different sources at one place. So we will add a merge node. So in merge node we get everything in one. Let's add this since we need three inputs. Okay. Now let's attach all the inputs in a merge node. So once we did all sort of uh, scraping from all the resources, we are just combining that in one specific node using the merge. So it is merging the all the reviews from all the different sources in one. Now let's add one more. Let's say we can then add a set node to get the results. Okay, one more thing that I wanted to explain over here is the output of one specific node act as an input for the next. So in our case, we have scraped the different things from the 82 and 82, 83. So this is will be acting as an input for this, and then we got an output. So this is the configuration one. So we use this for the configuration. This right hand side is the input, and on the on the left hand side it is input. On the right hand side we have the output. So we got 55 results in this specific output. Now I want all that in a better format, so I need like the body. We got all the body, and then I also need the title. How about the title? Or maybe we can remove this as well so that we can directly add this to an AI agent and then we can categorize things as well. Like what is the response that we have got from Reddit? What is the response that we have got from the other sources? So we can definitely do that as well in case we don't want to categorize things or because we wanted to categorize things, but without categorization as well, you can do that. So we will be adding an AI agent now. So let's add an AI agent. Now this AI agent is the brain of this entire system. This is the brain who will be responsible for doing most of the things. So in an AI agent, we have three things. Number one, the chat model, which is the brain. Secondly, the memory. So and thirdly, the tool. So if I had to explain this, if I refer to the very first example that I had explained about the Instagram post one in the session itself, Like if I ask anyone to post, use its brain and post about anything, but the caption is something which is very, very relevant. So we will be using a brain to get that caption. Similarly, we add a memory in order to, let's say in the very same example, we want, okay, so caption should not be a replica or like similar to the previous one. So you add a simple memory in order to let the AI agent know that these were the previously used captions. So I don't need to repeat that once again, or I should understand the context of it. So without a memory, it do not have any context. It is just getting the result from the input and it is using its brain and getting the results. And we can, in the tool section, we can add multiple other things like we can add an Excel sheet or any other agent which can help this specific agent. So in our case, we will not be using anything. We will be just using a brain. So we can use multiple AI agents, LLM models. We have Google Gemini, we have Grok, we have Llama and so on and so forth. We have also Open Router. So all those who are not aware about Open Router, so Open Router is the best tool available in the market for these AI automations because it has all the AI LLM models. It has ChatGPT, it has Gemini, every single tool in LLM in one specific model. But we will be using Grok in this case. Although I have Gemini Pro, so but I believe not everyone have availed that student only offer for Gemini Pro for 1 year. For that reason, I'll be using Grok. So why am I using Grok? Because Grok is an open source LLM model, and anyone can get an Grok API for free. So let's log in using our Google account. You need to click on Create API key. You can with editor, filtration. Okay, I got this API key. You need to just copy this. Go to the Amazon workflow. Click on this cross chat model and give it. Click on add new credentials and add the API key and click on save. Okay. Since we have added the API key, now our anytime and this graph is connected. Now in the AI agent, similarly, we need to add a prompt and the inputs. So I have given the prompt as well that in this case, you are a customer pain point analyzer. You have to do this. Okay. So I'll be copying this prompt and now we will move to the workflow and give it a prompt. So this is the prompt. And now we will change the relevant things. Okay, so firstly we will give it a Reddit post title. So okay, so the title was this. So we need this specific part in this. What is the Reddit post description? So it is just the description. Then what is the App Store reviews? So for that, okay, we have this. And for, sorry, this is the Play Store one. And then we need the App Store one. So once we click on, so it was there because it is being shown as red because uh, although they had a title, but I guess the post is not there for that reason. Or we can do one thing since we have all that in one body. So instead of writing the Reddit post or so on so forth, then we can just add the body. So we can do this two ways since we have already added a or node. So instead of writing this, we can just change the titles. We have the title as this and body as this. So we have given it a prompt like your customer pain pointer analyzer, and you need to do these steps. Now I'll be executing this for once because I wanted to save time. But we have like 55 results. So if I would not have clicked on that, so this AI agent would have been executed 55 times to get the summary from all these things. So I will be clicking on execute step, and from the first, so it is analyzing the only one. So it actually gave us a summary like there is lack of transparency and the delivery and the order status and so on and so forth. And so we got a summary. Now we want this to be presented in a better format. So we will add a set node and then use this output over here to get the same result over here. And then we will add one more AI agent. So we are adding one more. So it is not a compulsory. Even we can improve the previous prompt and get things done. But I wanted to let's add this and execute the step. And in this AI agent, I want just to draft the content which needs to be uh, shown on the notes page or the mail. In order to draft the content, I will be adding this specific prompt. So you can work around your prompt as per your need. It is all how well you present your prompt. So I have just asked this prompt from ChatGPT itself. We have given it a prompt and now we will click on execute step in order to get the result. Okay, I forgot to add the chat model. For that reasons, okay, we need to add a chat model. So let's add the grok again. Now this should definitely be executed. Okay, we got the result. This is the log. We got the result in the format that we want. Now I want this specific entire analysis needs to be mailed. Now I will add a Gmail node. We can even use Notion since adding a Notion, getting the other capabilities will take time. For that reason, in order to make it very very simple, I am using Gmail. So we need to add a credential. So click on sign into Google, use the account, give it the necessary permission so that it can execute and automate our processes. Okay, so the connection has been completed. Okay, we have to send to whom we have to send now. I am adding one of my email IDs. Subject would be the let's say customer pain point, and in the message this is going to be the and it is going to be a text. Anyone else who would like to volunteer and give me their email IDs to test this out, not in on YouTube streams or maybe ask in the group itself. Anyone who would like to. Anyways, no worries. I guess we can move forward or anything. And wait for 10 more seconds. No worries. Now I have to just click on execute step and valid email address. If you have, the email has been sent and it has been sent to just a specific email ID of mine. I guess it is the correct one. So I might have received an email. Yeah. So I got a mail with the summary in the format that I had explained. So it has given me a summary like what is the key points, what is the unmet expectations of that specific individual, and so on and so forth. So this was being done for only one specific thing, but this can be done way better if we would have not clicked on this specific execute once because it would have taken a lot of time just to get me the result for the 55 items. For that reasons, I have added this and execute once only. So this is the entire AI agent. So if I have to give a summary what exactly we did, we added a schedule trigger which we will execute the rest of the things that we have made. Then once we click on the execute, so it will go to the Reddit API, the Reddit answer, and then it will create the review. Similarly for Play Store, similarly for App Store, then we'll get all the results in one place. And then we have used an AI agent to just summarize these text that we have scraped, and then it will give it a summary of the same, what exactly the tone or how the behavior is. Then we have added one more AI agent, which is not necessary since we are using Grok and it is free and we don't have to bear any API expenses. I have added one more AI agent just to get the content in the better format for documentation purpose. Then we have added an Gmail just to send an email, just to send the same result to the uh, correct stakeholder. Similarly, you can add Notion, you can add Slack, you can add a Google Doc or anything. In my case, I have used Google Mail in order to just keep everything simple. And I have also shown the mail which was received. So that's it for this specific AI agent. In case you have any doubt or you are stuck at any point, we will be sharing a Google Meet link. You can join that. So I can address all your doubts, or if you have stuck at any point, you can share your screen and help you out further. That's it for today. Thank you for joining and have a great